Buongiorno a tutti e tutte, benvenuti in una nuova intervista per Lago Film Fest. Oggi saremo in due a fare questa intervista. Io sono Nicolas Nawel Turchi, sono accompagnato da Silvia Carobbio e entrambi siamo stati responsabili della programmazione di Lago Film Fest 2023. Siamo onorati oggi di poter parlare con dei registi di un film che pensiamo sia stato forse uno dei più particolari, più folgoranti nella sede di selezione. Stiamo parlando di Black Hole Legion, di Jonatan Omer Mizrahi e Ariel Sereni Brown.
Sì, allora, Black Hole Legion ci ha colpito molto per come rappresenta un presente già apocalittico e postumano, e soprattutto per la riflessione che fa su come il cambiamento climatico impatta soprattutto sulle minoranze etniche. Quindi vi presenteremo i registi che sono qua per parlare con noi, appunto. Jonatan Omer Mizrahi e Ariel Sereni Brown. Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So, okay, we are curious. Can you please tell us about the genesis of this project? I read that you, Jonatan, you define it like a post-humanist doc-fictional expression of colonial trauma. Is that right? Can you please explain us more?
Yeah, we were commissioned in a way to make like a performance piece in Copenhagen, where the kind of more overall subject was globalization. And we were beginning to look into Greenland and to see what's happening there and its colonial connection to Denmark. And we found few kind of, I don't know, like anchors, a few specific kind of interest points where we found that the relations between globalization and colonization is being expressed. And yeah, it's very real in Greenland, the kind of relations, cultural relations to Denmark, while I feel that there is asymmetry in a way Denmark is perceiving or seeing its relations to its colonizers. And the film is a form of expression of that was realized as in the threshold of documentary or not. So written text, rehearsals, workshops, stuff like that.
Ariel, you want to add something?
No, I think that wraps it up pretty well.
Okay. Nicholas?
Yes. Yeah, of course. And the movie, what struck us in the beginning, first of all, was the peculiar setting. It's not every day where you see directors or you see some documentarians or any kind of filmmaker try to portray or like go to a place such as Greenland to do some cinematic work. What I was very was how was the reception you guys, or what were the challenges you guys faced while filming Black Hole Legion there? If it was something very like natural with working with the people there, was it something that were you seen like some kind of outsiders? Like I was very curious in what the process of working in the territory was.
Well, the place we were working is like a children's home, the most northern children's home in the world, and the kids that come there, or the teenagers, they do engage with arts in various ways. So we weren't total strangers to them, and the ideas we were coming with weren't out of the blue. So there were some kids that while we were filming this film with the girls, they were recording some rap songs in a studio nearby. So in that sense, I think this is also part of this like exotic colonial thought of Greenland to be this distant place, which it is, because it took us 3 flights and 1 helicopter to get to that island. But on the other hand, you have in that small, distant island, you have a mall for 200 people, and in that mall, they're selling MacBooks. So this also has to do with... Yes, Jonatan?
No, they're also selling fish from, if I'm not mistaken, fish that our Danish company are fishing around there and being exported to Denmark and then exported back to Greenland. So there is just an interesting episode about that supermarket.
Yeah.
Can I add just one thing? I think, like, if I understand your question right, about like the kind of our also motivation to go to do like semi-anthropological work, which is kind of, I feel, quite well-known example of documentary and ethnographic filmmaking or colonial, and the relation of that to colonialism will be like Nanook of the North, for example, where the image of Inuit people is being kind of completely exaggerated to specific cause. And I think that a lot of filmmaking today, documentary filmmaking today, is still leaning on this tradition. And also you would have an idea of, how do I say it, like of an experimental film as well, to experiment with that. I feel a lot of work has been made about that. And we found later on, where we've been in, like Umanak, the village where we shot, what we found actually quite amazing, more than Nanook of the North, would be like a film called SOS Iceberg, which is like a German film in Weimar Republic on the 30s, that was shot both in English and in German, with Lene Riefenstahl playing like a very main role there, and like of few. And it's also, this is like the fiction exaggeration or a fiction kind of fantasies about the North, which has been made in this film. And what we found while we were there would be like a diaries or documentation of like Inuit people from around there writing about the experience of being also kind of colonized by the filmmaking of SOS Iceberg, and completely disturbed by that in many... Shit! Was I stuck?
Oh. No.
Because I was
loading. No,
okay.
Okay, no, don't worry. Okay.
Zoom anxiety.
Okay, perfect. No, don't worry. No.
Maybe I'll just add one more thing to what Jonatan was saying, that I think it also has to do with all these first documentary portrays of these distant cultures or natures or nations. And I think that in a sense, we were very leaning on this kind of unrighteous occupation of Greenland. But on the other hand, thinking about this kind of aesthetic and the writing of the girls that can also be in a sort of a fictional realm. And I don't know in what country this thing is happening. So we were playing with this kind of sense of documentary always wanting to be territorial and national. I am going to watch this film about these Afghan women, or I'm going to watch this film about mining in this African country. So in a way, we were leaning on the thing in an aesthetic way, and I think that was like a point of hack we wanted to question in our feeling, in the filming, and also in the engagement with the girls, to have a more direct.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. It was very interesting, and it even brought up some things that I wanted to ask later. Very interesting. Thank you for the lovely reply. Silvia?
No, I'd just like to know more about your relationship as co-directors and maybe your future projects, like both single and together, maybe.
It's I think Lily and I mean Ariel and I know each other since forever. We're basically like childhood friends, and we overlap in many ways, I think, in our experience and how we see. I think also I have a feeling that the way to define what we do is to think about the disturbance in recording ethnographic imagery, the form of disturbances that are made through technology or perspective or Western kind of fetishization with globalization and with an idea of like a one human. Like there are many different angles that our works relate to as disturbances of culture, how we kind of circle around the culture. And I feel like both of our work aesthetically would never exhaust anything really. It would never fulfill a realization of knowing something. I feel like it would more create like really open-end fragments. So we work with fragments a lot. And yeah, and we work with performance and video in the most general sense. Yeah. Yeah. Is this answering? Yeah, is this what you meant?
Yeah.
I don't know if Ariel wants to add something to that or.
Yeah.
And to the question, yeah, we're always working on something together in some way. If it's a collaborating on projects together or just helping each other with each other's projects. So this is like something that's still happening and very fruitful. So
Okay.
Okay. And in the context of Black Hole Legion again, or as we like to call it, BHL, what was the? I was very curious also to know what the process was for example, in the post-production part of the movie, like how was working with the editing. Like, is it the material you shot all in the 10-minute short movie? Was it something that you decided to cut short, or was it something that has more potential in the future for a longer version? Like, I was very curious to know what were the about it, like what was the challenges of the editing and the sound design and things like that. Did you get?
you want to answer that or?
Yeah. Okay. So it was really challenging because none of us were living also in the same country, and we were editing it for a really long time. We did like one version where we showed like in a theater gallery space in Denmark, like in Copenhagen, just after, and this was like half an hour, and we did a lot more than what we basically in the end like boiled down to 10 minutes. And like what we did, for example, would be like we have like a much longer version, but we also, for example, while we were there, recorded like an original song, send it to like some friend of us that was doing like an electronic version of it, remixed it while we were there in Greenland, and then recorded like a music video for a song that were never released, and we were hoping to release it. And like we did like, yeah, we did different kind of like text, which goes to different degrees of also of what we want to do. So we are constantly thinking about ways, and we have also, after when we were showing it in Denmark, we also had like a performance piece, which was accompanied by this video, which was somehow about like the legion, the legend of the Black Hole Legion, which was somehow like another exaggeration of like ideas that came from SOS Iceberg, from Nanook of the North, and from colonial fantasies that came from different kind of disciplines, mixed together with like a war room situation, which was about like moving an iceberg across the Pacific Ocean. And the idea, and then we came up with more ideas, which has to do with like different characters. In the end, we had like a whole kind of like almost like a Lord of the Ring chronicles of what would happen where the Legion comes and goes from and we had a lot of images concerned. Our dream is to do a feature film, which will be like three, like a trilogy of like a feature
like Lord of the Rings, according.
Yeah, exactly. Which will be like somehow around the idea of the cyber goth and its kind of powers, relations to globalization and colonization and trauma and resilience, because like heroism in a way, the idea of like here, like the hero, the fighting against something, or for example doing that in an active sense of like a protagonist, whatever idea, right, can have so many different interpretations that has to do with different relations of culture. So resilience, endurance, and patience, all of those kind of virtues, or like expressions, and like gothism, all of those strategies to go to kind of meet a culture, meet an oppression, or meet some form of like struggle, and then thinking about that to become like an epic, or like is something that we're always interested, or like what else I want to say, to make that resilience and form of work to be embedded in the project itself and its process in our like in our filmmaking, right, to make like a form of like of I don't know, like a workshop where the film is also not the end. So we have a lot of more materials, to your question, but like we would never end them, hopefully, because it will never be about that, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now you got me excited.
If there are investors in the crowd.
well, hopefully investors are watching this live, or will watch it in the future, hopefully, because I would invest in 2 minutes. Okay. If you have something else you want to ask.
No. Okay.
Well, Jonatan, Ariel. Sorry, Ariel, I don't know if you want to add something to this project about BHL. Okay, perfect.
Thank you so much.
Well, guys, yeah, I was going to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for speaking with us and to speak with us about Black Hole Legion. And we can say, the only thing we can say is to invite the people to Lago Film Fest. Black Hole Legion will be premiering in Lago Film Fest in its Italian premiere. The festival will be from the 21st to the 29th of July. Although it's a very cold setting, we will watch it on the shores of a lake in full summer. So I hope it will be in some ways also refreshing to watch something like this, because in a way it was for us, even though not metaphorically. But so yeah, Jonatan and Ariel, thank you so much, and good luck with future projects, and good luck in making the Lord of the Cyber Gods.
Thank you, guys. Brilliant.
Bye.
Bye.